It was Christmas Eve, 7:32, and I heard a knock on the door. When I opened it, I broke down into tears because that was the moment that our family was together again. Because just days earlier, everything changed so quickly. Welcome back to Trust Your Motherhood. On today's episode, I'm sharing one of the most emotionally hard moments that we went through as new parents. It was a month before we decided to go out with our baby. We were so protective, followed everything that we were supposed to do because she was a preemie. When she first came home, we weren't supposed to move her too much, only change her when needed be, so that she can flourish and grow quicker and not burn energy or calories. When we thought we were in the clear, we went to our facility doctor's Christmas party, where he celebrates all the newborn babies, all the babies that came before and grown. It was such a celebratory moment after everything that we went through to have our beautiful daughters. I remember that December was warm, it was a beautiful day. There was no thought through our mind, no reservations about us taking our family out for a day of fun and connection with our family. Right after the party, we scheduled time with our family to celebrate Christmas early. We were just ready to show our children to our family. As new parents, especially to a preemie, we were very careful already, taking precautions before choosing to come out. As a new parents to preemies, you already have so much fear. We were so confident that we were ready to take her out. We had such a great time at the party, seeing our fertility doctor and all the families that we'd seen during our appointments. To see all those miracle babies in one room was truly beautiful. Seeing our family light up to the sight of seeing our daughters, we were all dancing and having a good time, eating food together, communing together. It was wonderful. Our firstborn daughter was almost 5 months, and our preemie was almost 2.5 months. We were so excited to be surrounded by friends and family. I remember the cutest outfits that they had on. Our little one was dressed in this beautiful velvet dress with this big neck that we called her Queen Elizabeth. Our other daughter was a plump little baby, and we called her a turkey baby. It was hilarious because it's Christmas. I remember we left feeling so great and filled with love. A few days later, we noticed that our youngest was a great eater. The only thing little about her was her size. She had a huge belly, always wanting more milk. She just drank, and we realized she was having a hard time drinking her milk. That took us for a loop. We were more observant than normal. All of a sudden, we started to notice her breathing was labored. We called the pediatrician, made an appointment. The doctor said, keep an eye on her, monitor. If things change, come back tomorrow. We felt reassured. Maybe she had a little cold. When we brought her home, we were very protective already, so now it was intensified. The next day, we saw her get worse. We called the pediatrician, showed up. They were having such a difficult time with the oxygen meter because her fingers and her toes were so small. My wife went ahead without me. We didn't want to expose them to any extra germs than needing to. It's so hard not to be able to be together. When she gets there, we FaceTime because even if I can't be there physically, I have to be there on camera to feel present. Once they got the oxygen monitor on her, when we found out her oxygen level was 80, she stated she needs to go to the hospital right now. Everything shifted. I'm the panicky one. My wife has it within her to stay calm. Even when rushing to the hospital in the ambulance, I remember my wife calling me. Our daughter was laying on the bed, on the hospital bed. She was just so little, and her diaper and all these wires, it was so difficult to see. And the nurses told my wife, "Oh, wow, mom, you're really calm." My wife responded, "I have to stay calm so I can hear everything that you're telling me." Our hospital is not a children's hospital, but they have a children's wing. When they told us that our baby was going to be medevaced to Westchester Hospital, I went into a state of shock, panic. I was moving back and forth. I didn't know what to do, and I had to wear my wife a bag for 5 days, baby on the hip, just going back and forth. I was getting everything ready so quickly, getting ready in the car, and it hit me that realization of being separated again was so difficult because we had our little one. I wasn't able to go with my wife, and that was so difficult, so hard, knowing that I couldn't be there for my daughter or support my wife the way that I wanted to. I didn't want her to have to carry that alone. I felt so helpless. I remember when my wife was on her way to the children's hospital, she couldn't even be in the ambulance. She was driving behind the ambulance quickly. And her cousin was a doctor and had a connection to that hospital. They didn't even have to wait. When they arrived, they were taken in immediately. And I was so grateful and thankful for that. My wife was so strong throughout the entire time. Women carry so much, and we're so strong with how we persevere through these moments. Again, speaking to my wife about filming this episode today, I broke down and I cried, reliving, getting those photographic images of that time. There's something so heartbreaking about not being able to protect the people that you love the way that you want to. Being away from my youngest daughter and my wife was unbearable. I could barely sleep. I could barely eat. I was just worried constantly. Having to see from a camera is not the same as being able to hold your baby's hand and hold your wife. A few days after my daughter was in the hospital, our oldest daughter developed RSV. We were able to take care of it at home. She was just more groggy, tired, and mucusy. Sleep deprivation was an understatement. All I could do when our baby was in the hospital, all they were doing was suctioning her, giving her oxygen. I was just so thankful that as the days passed, she was getting stronger. I was so fearful that for Christmas, our first Christmas, wouldn't be together. Lack of sleep, lack of appetite. Christmas Eve came, and I was so sad that we weren't going to be together. All I remember hearing was a knock on the door. I was like, 7:32, it's probably our neighbor. I opened the door, seeing my wife and our baby walk through that door. I just broke down crying, feeling relief, feeling joy, an emotional overwhelm of not having to spend Christmas without my entire family. I didn't realize how much fear I was holding in my body until that moment, that and feeling that release. I held my wife. I looked at my daughter and gave her so many kisses. I was so happy that she was home. Our older daughter, you could see the joy in her face. She saw her sister. She was just cooing and reaching for her. Our neighbor was a mother of 3 children. That day, I wasn't even thinking about, I didn't cook anything. I don't even remember what I ate. She brought 2 plates of food. She cooks amazing. She had rice, beans, my favorite macaroni salad. I could taste it right now. I felt so held and cared for in that moment, that a mom knew that you forget to eat sometimes. And on Christmas Eve, she set aside food for our family. We had Christmas Eve dinner because of her. Shout out to Jackie. If not, I don't even know what we would have eaten. We live up here by ourselves. Our family's all in the city. Our neighbor made us feel that we had a sense of community, of motherhood thoughtfulness, of mother to mother support, being cared for during survival mode. In moments like that, even the smallest gestures are enormous. Our preemie was such a fighter. My wife was such a Wonder Woman, as I call her. Throughout this hard time, I learned to appreciate togetherness in a totally different way. Motherhood is humbling. I will be forever grateful for my neighbor, for supporting us, loving us in that hard time. That Christmas reminded me the greatest gift is having the people that you love dearly near you. Thank you so much for holding space for my story. Sending you so much love.